Good evening, Speed Gaming 2. I am DVS, and I am here joined by my co-commentator, Dengwu. And
Hello, folks.
we have, I've seriously been waiting for this match all day. We have Game 3 versus Thunderalot, comprised of Thunder and Sir Lancelot, versus the Game Changers of Falconic and Wilkliosis. I personally feel that this is going to be one of those matches that we look back on and say, hey, you have to see this match. You have to have seen Game 3 of Thunderalot versus the Game Changers. So, I can't wait to see it. I'm sure, Dengwu, you're super excited as well. And in the near future, we're gonna launch these guys off, and we'll start seeing this race. So, Dengwu, what are you thinking going into this particular race?
What kind of things am I looking like? What am I looking forward to? Speed, power. We're gonna see why Thunder is so good. We are also going to see why Falconic and Wilkliosis have been around for so long, and why they should be considered a top tier, a team in this co-op. Sir Lancelot has proven, over the Darkling Derby, he's proven over the past couple months that he's a very good runner, but it's really going to come down to now is, can Sir Lancelot, if something's challenging, does he have the experience to be able to pull through? And obviously he's got the coach in Thunderclad, which is going to be able to help him to, maybe to make it through a hard boss or keep his resources as he goes through a hard Topher. If it's a hard thing, if it's a hard end game, I think the Game Changers might have a slight advantage. If it's kind of easy, I think it goes more towards Thunder and Sir Lancelot because I think they're a little quicker in general.
Yeah, I 100% agree that in the Game Changers you have some runners who have been running this game for a very long time. And I know Thunder's been around for a while, but as you said, Sir Lancelot has only been playing this game for a couple months. And, I think they've had some pretty simple races the last couple of matchups. They haven't had one of those races where everybody's hitting a brick wall. I mean, we had a rough ice cave in their game 2, but nothing like a really tough Topher or no magic, anything like that. So I agree that if it comes down to knowing the mechanics of the game and which team has mastered this game, I think the favor goes towards the Game Changers.
I mean, I did a little pregame interview, kind of did. The Thunderalot crew was really laid back, really messing with me. So, I mean, they're in high spirits and they're ready to roll. The Game Changers had a very more professional kind of attitude. They were talking to me and stuff like that. And they gave me some stuff, lots of respect towards Thunderalot. They feel that either team, whoever wins, has a very high chance of winning the whole tournament. And both teams have said that, we got to play our same game. We just got to play it better.
And with that, we have all 4 teams are running. It looks like 3 of our 4 teams went directly into Corneria Castle, which this time looks like it is a Cardia treasure. And they are picking up some quick money so they can spend as much as possible in Canaria. And it looks like we have Fog 2 and Heal are the 2 big magics in white magic. We have Lock 2, Brack, Lit. Dengwu. Who rolled this seed?
Is that Cake? Oh, I did. Of course. I give him all the great spells.
And there you have it. A true Dengwu seed. Cake, level 1. And a stop axe for sale? I have not seen that one before. Yeah, so we're gonna have to see. I mean, they already have a sweeper spell. They already have an insta-kill spell. They have a heal spell. This difficulty's got to pick up a little bit. We'll see what some of these first entrances are gonna say. And so right now we have, again, it looks like Sir Lancelot is going in to pick up his extra money. We have Thunder heading towards Provoca. And let's see what Falconic and Wilkliosis do. And that is Ordeals in the Provoca location. And it looks like we still have Wilkliosis finishing up his shopping, as well as Sir Lancelot down there in Canaria. And Thunder is heading back up towards Matoya. So it feels like Thunder is definitely ahead when it comes to progression. And it looks like the Game Changers might have decided to stick around and get some quick levels off of these imps before doing too much wandering. Gold -4s and silver 3s in Crescent Lake. So we haven't quite talked about this yet. Dangmu, can you explain the whole plus-minus thing that we have with our weapons and armor for this match?
Okay. Well, since there's not a whole lot's going on here. For sure. I mean, we got a Sage's pickup, and I'll get into it in 1 second here. Mm-hmm. So that's the tail early promotion. So it is blessed and cursed, is what we, the runners, call it. Basically, it just modifies the items from -5 to +5. For a weapon, it gets plus or minus 2 damage, plus or minus 3 hit, and plus or minus 1 crit rate for every point. And then for armor, for every armor slot is plus or minus 1 absorb, except for the chest slot, which is 2. So you can have big swings of, especially with the armor, I feel, gets a big swing on what's really useful and what's not. And then on the weapons, you can get some things like the ice sword. And there's an early floater, but we don't have the canoe, so we can't turn that in yet. Yeah. So what the Bless does, at least for the weapons, is it kind of... Wow, there's early Bahamut.
Very early Bahamut.
So with the Blessed, it kind of allows weapons like the Ice Sword, the Light Axe, the Vorpal, if it rolls high, to be like a really good endgame weapon.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that when you go into these seeds with Blessed and Cursed, you have to completely rethink what good gear is. So a prime example is we had just found gold -4s and silver +3s up in Crescent Lake. And normally you would expect a gold gauntlet to be absolutely preferable. But in that particular case, the silver 3s are actually a lot better than those gold -4s. So it's those kinds of decisions that you'll start seeing the runners make in armor or weapons that you might normally automatically equip. You might see some of our runners sticking to some lower grade armor if they're blessed enough.
Yeah, and it's really nice, like, with the absorbs there. Unfortunately, as Falconic has to basically run away, it looks like, from eyes. Like, nobody uses the capes, the caps, or, the gloves. But if they roll +5, now they have 6 absorb on, a helm slot and a gauntlet slot. And now your casters have like 12 absorb instead of having, 2, which is a massive swing.
Well, and not only that, it's for, you might get that 6 absorb for 2 gold. Like, you end up with some very, very cheap armor or weapons that can do a ton of damage. And at the same time, you might end up with a Massa -5. And with a Massa -5, it's still a great weapon, but you are now sacrificing crit rate and hit percent that, again, makes things complicated. You'll see most of our runners still equip a Massa -5, but if you get that Xcal +5 or Vorpal +3, you might prefer that over that Massa -5, just depending on the circumstances and who you're fighting.
I like what Will's doing here. He's doing ordeals. I think he's got a long run here. Unfortunately, he got ambushed by Mancats with 3 hits. Mancats are not very fun. I kind of like it if he can get through quick enough. I mean, as long as he doesn't waste a lot of time here, I think it's good. It's going to be rough, though. I mean, and kind of the big advantage here on the left-hand side for Thunderalot is they have an opal armor. Even if it's -2, that's still really good equipment this early. We're 6.5 minutes in, and we got a chest armor that gives, what, 28 absorb right off the gate? And it gives you lightning resistance?
Yeah, I think it will. Not only that, the second they come up to provoke a Saria tile on Wilkliosis' side, that's a really nice early game
Death
tile.
Touch.
If they didn't have Death Touch.
Oh, hello! So much for that grind tile, but he's gonna try and get through. He's got one character. Will Mo be able to make it? No encounters, please. He's got a fog 2 and heal.
He's prepping the fog 2.
It's the canoe!
We have a canoe! Oh, wow! And I believe they had already picked up the floater, correct? I know one of our teams did, right?
Yeah, so he's gonna wait there. He sees his teammates got the canoe. Now, he obviously can't do anything else. We'll have to see if they've got the... I believe... Yeah. The Game Changers had picked up the floater first, because Falconic was in there first.
Mm-hmm.
So they have an advantage, because they're going to be in the air. The bad news is, they might not get the tail turn in for quite a while, because with that tail... with the... with the airship, you have the whole world open to you.
Right, and that like bottom part of the Intercontinent does have a lot of locations to check, but so does Cardia Isles, and we'll see where Wilkliosis goes. This is going to be interesting though, because I believe Thunder already checked Provoca, which is where the Castle of Ordeals was, and if he already noped out of that, it might take him a while before he winds up going back to that particular location to dive that down. So the Game Changers really have an opportunity here to do some massive exploration, and it looks like Wilkliosis has already found Elfland with Warp, Fire 3, what was that? Saber and Temper. That, like, Warp especially, having an early Warp or an early exit is an automatic benefit. And Cure 4. Yeah, this might be the moment.
So the one thing is, hopefully, Wilklios did not put all of the red... I think he only bought spells for his Black Mage. He did the smart thing. So, because he's just now buying spells for his Red Mage, he'll be able to put that Cure 4 on instead of maybe having to reset out. There's the slab and the incentive with Volcano. Thunder, with one character, was able to get it. He's got to sit there, and he's got to reset out. So, both teams with clutch, one character's getting an incentive item.
So, at 9 minutes and 50 so seconds, both of the Game Changers are in the air. Well, it looks like Thunderalot. They have the advantage of having that promotion early. So, again, both of them give the benefits, and as we've seen with a lot of this floor and entrance shuffle and co-op, there's exploration strategies, and then there's focusing on key incentive items, there's diving strategies. So just the fact that Game Changers are in the air first, by no means that Thunderalot is trailing behind or not going to be able to speed this up.
You can kind of see the levels here. So we're 10 minutes in. Wilkliosis's casters are level 5. Thunder's not very high right now because he hasn't been taking a whole lot of fights. You can see it. His knight isn't even over triple digits, which is, I think, level 3 or 4, all depending on where the HP rolled on a level.
Ooh, and there's a 16k crystal for sale. Yeah, I think that decision early with the Game Changers taking a couple of those imps, that might have been, like, honestly, that was probably what it took for that white mage to survive that first dive into Castle of Ordeals to pick up that canoe.
Vampire with Brack is no longer a speed bump. The vampire-shaped speed bump is trying to fight back. Will survives with 1 HP. Level 1 fighter OP. Doesn't have much. Oh, big swing there. Able to take down the vampire. He was kind of a wall. And the Ruby turn-in, that is incentivized. All of our locations are incentivized except for Mermaids and Marsh Locked.
Well, and I didn't catch earlier, but we also had Nuke at level 4 in Elfland, which is at the Gaia entrance. That is some strong beginning of the game magic. And I think that and it does seem like Thunder is heading back towards Provoca, which has the Ordeals, Castle of Ordeals inside. So, Thunderalot has a little bit of time to catch up, but I think the Game Changers really have to utilize this early air moment.
It's going to be so. What the Game Changers needs is the Sarias to really slow down Thunderalot. Hope that they at least wipe or have to reset, 2 times or 3 times to make up for the Will Cleosis' dive. And right now, Thunder's already had to reset once or twice. So, this is good news. Like, the early dive from Will Cleosis, he was able to make it through. And they're going to be able to keep that lead as long as Thunder is getting delayed.
Right. Well, and for those of you who are familiar with the original game, the Castle of Ordeals pillars do warp you to different parts of the room. However, in our randomizer, those pillars randomly send you to different areas of the castle. So typically in the vanilla game, you just pick the pillar that's lowest on the screen. But in this, you'll see our runners having to actually figure out the kind of password that it takes to get through those pillars. And that can really determine how long or short a Castle of Ordeals is going to be. And I do want to mention that Falconic just found mermaids in C right, and I didn't get a full count, but it seemed like there were at least 5 shards in mermaids alone. So that's a nice big, and you see Wokleosis immediately going to mermaids. That's a big early game shard location.
Yeah, exactly. So finding these large amount of shards early on it allows you to kind of, how do I say this? It allows you to be more flexible on what you're gonna do. Like how many more chests you have to check, what fiends you actually have to fight. Do I have to take that Tiamat with a Warmech battle? And Thunder over here, he's having a hard time. Will Cleosis, he only burned a couple steps or an encounter and was able to make it there with little to no trouble with low-level characters. Thunder is stuck here. This has been about 4 minutes now.
Yeah, and this is, I think, what we were talking about before the match started of when are you going to encounter that hurdle? And it looks like this Castle of Ordeals is one of those hurdles. And, Will Cleosis knows the insides and outs of this game. And it might be that knowledge is what pushes them ahead. And we'll see how Thunder deals with these Sarias.
He's trying to fight them, which is not bad. He's got 2 black mages. They miss. Stop comes out, paralyzing 3 of the 4. Thunder is going to actually get, I think, some levels off of this. So this is going to be a big pickup for Thunderalot because Thunder's going to check more chests here. Will Cleosis had to run past, so if anything good is here, the Game Changers are not going to get it.
That's a fantastic point. It could be that Warple is sitting right inside of one of these chests here, and Wilkliosis walked right by it, and there's a very, very low chance that they would come back. And these, he'll probably be level 8 or 9 after this one Saria fight if he's able to take them down. That being said, he's probably going to waste all of his level 1 charges. So this is a huge gamble on Thunder's side, but it could be the gamble that, again, it's all these tiny little decisions to get that edge in this particular match. And we did see an XCal -4 on one of our teams. Looks like it was Sir Lancelot. And Wilkliosis had found the Marsh Bottom. And Marsh Bottom is also one of our incentivized locations. So Wilkliosis is finishing out that Marsh Bottom, and Falconic has found Sky 3, which is one of the most chest-dense areas in the entire game. So the Game Changer's off to a strong start when it comes to exploration. It seems like they've fallen into their groove very, very early in this game. Ooh, Dragon Armor -4 was one of those Ordeals pickups. That's a great early game armor, especially for somebody who's already promoted.
Yeah, it gives that knight fire resistance, lightning resistance, and ice resistance.
Well,
along as having what 36 absorb or something like that.
Yeah, it's got the highest absorb with all those resistances. I don't know the actual numbers. I haven't. One of those things I
was doing math. I like to do math on Twitch for some odd reason. I don't know why.
Why would you do that to yourself?
I don't know. I'm trying to subtract and add. Life is level 2 learnable, so the knight is becoming a very good option here. Mm-hmm. Confuse is not bad. If we have to do an early carry kill, which we've seen carry already.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Astos wears a disguise. Today I learned. I thought he was just a kind old king. He's not.
He was just a kind old king, just missing his crown, and he was just sad. But apparently, that evil wizard wears a disguise. So I think to go back to one of the things you said earlier about life being in, level 2. Again, we still don't have the Game Changers that have found Bahamut. You can see that both of them are finding this Provoca location, but since neither of them have promoted, they can't take advantage of that early life pickup for their fighters. And again, it's a matter of, are these tiny little differences between our pairs going to accumulate throughout the rest of this match?
Yeah, and the co-op offers a lot of interesting things. FFR in general, every decision we make, and the order in which we receive a key item changes the way we play. It is one of the strangest things, because you could have a game plan and receive something and then just change your whole plan around, and because of that you might miss out on something.
Absolutely. We're looking at it now that Thunderalot has already found Carry, they have already found Bahamut, and they've already explored a number of these dungeons, whereas the Game Changers have found some, Cardia has had some great stuff for them, but they haven't made their way to those inner sea checks that have Bahamut and some of those early incentive and chest pickups. And like you said, you'll see throughout. So that Ribbon 4, for example, that Falconic just picked up, I would not be surprised to see Wilkliosis immediately head towards that on-rack location to pick up the exact same ribbon. And prove me wrong.
Well, he will, but I think it's out of the way because of where Onrak is. It's kind of out of the way, and there's and they got a lot of locations to go. And well, he proved so. DVS, I just want to say this because you have done a few broadcasts.
Mm-hmm.
The runners in FFR like to say, "Haha, I'm proving you wrong," and that's exactly what just happened over there.
Yep. Now
that's how it works.
At the same time, but I have power myself. There's power in the commentator curse, and I do not wish to push that upon either of these teams. I'm going to reserve that. I am honestly happy for Wilkliosis right now that he did prove me wrong, and he picked up a ribbon that I had no idea was there. So I'm happy. I'm just gonna look back. I am happy that I am wrong, and I'm just gonna sit back and let our runners show us how it's done.
Exactly. All right, so we're 22 minutes in. Our weapons we have and our spells. So we got Nuke. We have, for weapons, it was pointed out in chat, we got an Xcal -5, I believe, it's -4, I'm sorry, that Sir Linkalot found. And the Game Changers were able to find a Coral +5. So our end game right now, a Rune Sword +4 is actually not bad. It's got a decent crit rate. So I think Thunderalot right now with the Xcal probably has the advantage. I really wouldn't want to take a Rune Sword +4 or a Coral Sword +5.
Mm-hmm.
But even then, the Excalibur is not really high crit, and with these clamped high percentages, or average clamped, you kind of need to get through that absorb.
Yeah, no, I agree that it's probably going to be good up until Topher, but I could see them continuing to open chests until they actually find it. And we do have
Prophet. Are you psychic? Because literally you were just talking. If we had seen Topher, and he just walks right in, and there's Topher. Really?
Yeah. Well, and this is actually again, it's one of those blessings and curses that Falconic did just find Temple of Fiends. However, he had just left the Canaria Castle check. So, a Flame +3 shield. That's a nice early pickup. But yeah, so you'll see him probably clear out Temple of Fiends, and then one of these two is probably going to head back towards, I believe it was Waterfall that had the Canaria Castle check.
I just kind of want to know what exactly the upstarts, McGregorly, Puff, and I are going to have to deal with against you, because if you're like some sort of prophet that can predict where floors are, Commissioner Spellzap and Commissioner Danny, if you can check the DVS for performance enhancing, please, that'd be great.
Yeah. Fail it. We're sorry, but Gilgamesh has been expelled from the competition because DVS had a run-in with a drug use while he was playing the game. Yeah, that boosts my ESP. That psychic ability.
Sorry, we got a crystal find on the left, cube find on the right. We found Tiamat, we found Carrie. We haven't seen Kraken yet or Lich. So that's 6 orbs or 6 shards that are clear. The Commissioner spells up, says you're all clear. I think there is some sort of coercion going on between you two. Some sort of conspiracy, but I'll let it go for now because it's not about us. It's about the Game Changers against Thunderalot in this Game 3 action. Oh, who's going to move on, who's not? Because either way, both of these teams are fantastic runners. I'm scared.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you are just joining us, we are in Game 3 of this best of 3 series between Thunderalot and the Game Changers. Right now, tied 1-1. And, the winner of this match is going to face the winner of the game at 10 p.m. tonight between Last Minute Chaos and Clever Team Name. So, even tonight we have 2 Game 3s that are, honestly, especially with these matchups, we've seen games within 1 or 2 minutes of each other. And whoever, these 2 teams are going to face off in the best of 8, and then they'll face Gilgamesh in the final 4. So, a great road for them. Waiting to see if Dengwu realizes that I just implied that we were going to beat them in the Elite 8 next week.
I was going to call you out on it, except for the fact that I had muted my mic, so that I'm talking. But yeah,
I was like, wow, I got away with that? What?
So Laggies brings up a great point, and actually the point I was going to say is you're talking about 1 or 2 minute close finishes, and we had one that was 8 seconds. Literally 4 chaoses were pulled. So we have a lot of close competition going on here.
Yeah, that if you did not see that match last night against Last Minute Chaos and Clever Team Name, even just watch the Topher run for the last couple minutes of that match. It is worth every second of it. I'll just leave it at that. I'm not going to.
Matter of fact, it was even on Speed Gaming 2 right now. So if you look back in the past broadcast and look it up, you can find it. It probably won't even have to go that far. It is definitely worth to watch that match, because 2 different ways of playing the seed. They both came together, and it was an intense race. But highlight of the thing, it's not that nothing's going on. It's just we got to get stuff. And there's the Kraken. So now we found 3 of the 4 fiends now.
Mm-hmm.
We've got access to...
Yeah, it seems like the way I'm seeing it is, there's Gaia. We have, in this particular seed, we have all of our magic that's available. We have early promotion and early airship. This is ironically looking to be an incredibly fast seed between these 2 teams. And one of the things that's going to have to play in is, I think you alluded to earlier, the decision about when do we dive dungeons and when do we go for fiends. Because in this particular game type, which is called Shard Hunt, the fiends are actually optional. You do not have to fight all 4 fiends. In fact, each of the fiends would give you a specific amount of shards. And the first team to reach 28 shards is going to be able to dive into Topher. So, that being said, that gives us multiple options to try to get to that 28 shards.
Yeah, and with Melmon being right there, look at this. Wilcleosis called out Lich. Both of them are going to get the quick, easy Lich kill. Get those 2 free shards. And, we're going to move on through now. I believe most of our runners are above 6 right now. The Blizzard comes out, ravages Philconic's party that kind of hurt Wilcleosis. But he's able to 2-turn Lich, so that's great. We're level 13 on Philconic's side. Maybe a little bit higher on Wilcleosis. Oh, and there's the carries floor instantly by Wilcleosis. But, one of the key things, though, is that early tail that Thunderalot got compared to the Game Changers. And it pays... Or it's interesting because depending on when the Game Changers actually get that tail promotion, can slow up when that knight gets that life spell. How many charges is he going to have going into Temple of Fiends?
Right, that's a great point. Though, you'll have to correct me, because I've only been here for a couple months, but I believe that even though Thunder and Sir Link-a-Lot have the opportunity to get that early life spell, I want to say it's not until level 15 that knights are able to actually start getting some of those spells. So there could actually still be a grind that they have to do in their near future before they can actually utilize some of the advantage of that early promotion.
Oh yeah. No, and it's once the knight or thief hits level 15, if it's after level 15, it's the first odd level, and then they gain a spell after every odd level after that. And there goes a carry kill at level 11 for Wilcliosis. He's just lit up. He just got 4 shards from Lich and carry. There's a TNT pickup for the Game Changers. We haven't seen the ribbon that's incentive yet, so that TNT could be the ribbon, which would give all 3 ribbons to our runners. Falconic's up to 13 shards.
Yeah, Wilcliosis immediately turning in that slab for the slab translation. I'm not sure that we've seen Lefane yet. I mean, at this point, it actually might be vanilla, but yeah, I mean, that's preparing them to immediately turn in that slab translation for another incentive. You know, we just saw Falconic pull up another incentive from Ice Cave. I mean, I think what we're seeing is the Game Changers at their best right now.
Yeah, I mean, they're playing a very good game, and we just... I'm hoping that they don't forget about, the promotion, because, I mean, we don't really have a weapon for late game right now. We don't have the Masa. We don't have a Sunsword that rolled +5. We don't have anything that we can use that's pre-promotion, really, except for a Coral Sword.
Right. Yeah. I mean, and I think that you're definitely going to see them continue to look for that. And I'm sure promotion is on their mind, but I don't know how on the forefront it is, because like you said, never mind. Falconic finding the Vorpal 2 in Ice Cave. That, the game change. And the Massa 2 right afterwards. Okay. And a Heal 3 shirt!
Wow. Okay, so that just got spicy here. So the Heal 3... So, with Massified, they technically don't really... I mean, you're looking pretty good here. You've got... you don't have to have the promotion, but you want it, because the Knight has life. They know the Knight can learn life.
So, I think I've made a decision. I think on Monday... I think I'm going to commentate our first match. And the ribbon! I'm going to commentate our first match on Monday. I
don't like that idea at all.
I'm just going to talk. That's not a problem. I'll just be, discussing how much I wish that Gilgamesh would walk into a cave and find 10 stones. And what do you know? 10 stones. I don't see a problem with it. I don't see a problem with it at all.
I see a huge problem with this, because that means we're probably going to lose because of it. We found an Aegis +5 shield. Thunder is up to 13 shards now, because he found a bunch in Waterfall. Wilcliosis and Falconic are around the 13 to 16. There's... I'm sorry. What was that? 14 for Wilcliosis?
Yeah, it's 14. Yeah, and I like what Classic Gamer brought up in chat with no promotion equals no game changer. And that's an amazing point. And it's funny because we've actually watched Wilcliosis go to Northwest Castle. We've seen him go to Marsh. We've seen him go to the volcano entrance. Never flying over to Elfland or Elfland Castle where his promotion sits. And the ability to wield that game changer. They're just dodging it constantly.
I mean, that Vorpal +2, I mean, literally, the game changers on the right-hand side are all about the Vorpal. I have seen the Vorpal do immense amounts of work, being able to punch through things it does a very good job. Temper level 3 magic means we're going to have a lot of cast of it. So a Vorpal is very good. Masa rolled +3, and that's a really good weapon already. So it's going to be interesting. I can see them on Tiamat and Chaos going over to the Vorpal, but I could also see it maybe not happening. I mean, it really depends on where our bosses roll on Absorb.
Absolutely. Yeah, and you can actually see in their party makeups that the game changers were ready for 2 melee characters. We have Falconic bringing 2 fighters. We have Wilkliosis bringing a fighter and a red mage. They're going to be ready to put that Massa on either the fighter or the red mage and the Vorpal on the other. And they are, with a couple fast casts, they are going to start tearing through some of these fiends, especially in the late game.
So you actually brought up a great point, and there is behind... Falconic has found it. Look at Wilkliosis. Quick 180. We're going to Bahamut. So the one thing you pointed out is the 2 party melee, party or whatever you want to call it. So you can put your Masa on your white mage. We like to call it the white samurai, because the white mage has really good HP growth for a caster. It always has access to ruse, and you have cure 4. So if everything goes south, the white mage with that Masa should be able to melee down any character. And you put the Vorpal on the knight, and you use that as your main damage dealer with, the white mages, oh god, we might die here.
Right. I that's a fantastic point. Which, honestly, would put that into Thunder and Sir Link-a-Lot's favor. They could drop that Vorpal on their fighter. They could drop their Massa on that white mage, and then have some of those extra spell casts that the game changers gave up by bringing the 2 fighters in Falconic's case and the fighter in red mage in Wilkliosis' case. But yeah, that Massa it has incredible versatility. The fact that, like you said, you can put it on a white mage, and that white mage can deal substantial amounts of damage, even in late game. It just, again, opens up the opportunities for the game changers. Well, and for Thunderalot as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that is, how do I say it? It's definitely a backup plan. And that's the reason why it's nice to be able to find a Vorpal that rolled up, or an X-Kale or something like that, and then you pick up that Masa. Because nobody likes to wipe. I mean, we already know that, the knight already has life anyways, so you kind of have the wipe, the protection. But I think the white wizard having endgame is really good.
Oh, absolutely. Well, and I think you brought it up too, that that fighter having life really changes your perspective on the game. I mean, typically when you're going into Topher and you're thinking about facing Kraken 2 and going up against Tia 2, you're worried about getting that white mage back road. And if that white mage gets back road, you can still have your fighter, receive tons of hits, make it out alive, and now they have the opportunity to cast life on the white mage, and the white mage can life to the rest of the party and send you going back down to chaos. So we might actually see some earlier Topher dives. I mean, we're at 40 minutes right now, and there is nothing that's stopping either of our teams at the moment. I mean, we might see a sub-hour Topher dive in a co-op match.
Well, it's going to require the fact that we haven't found any of our required items. As much as I know, we haven't found the key. We haven't found the loot yet. So even if we get our 28 shards, we can't go take on Chaos and go 2,000 years in the past because we don't have the required items.
That's a fantastic point. And for our listeners who, again, may be new to the randomizer, but might have played the the original game, and you're like, okay, well, loot I know, but what about the key? So when the randomizer first came out and they were testing and bugging everything, they learned that after you use the loot to remove the slab in Temple of Fiends Revisited, that very first door after playing the loot is actually locked by the Mystic Key. So, in order for our runners to actually get down to Chaos, the key is a required item.
It's one of those weird things that you're just like, huh, really?
Yeah,
well, there's the... You know what? I am... Who is the... I am terrified of DVS right now. Hey, Greg Leapuff, we need to practice. DVS is just... I know!
Hey, Spellzap, you cleared me, man. I'm good. I don't know what you're talking about.
Goodness, he's just calling every key... Okay, alright DVS, where's the loot?
You know what? The loot is never where you expect it to be. That's what I'm saying. The loot's never where you expect it to be. I don't know what that means. But you know what? Never gonna expect it. It's gonna just pop up and you're gonna be like, oh, there it is! Wow. That's what I'm calling.
Just want to let you know, I'm paying attention to the bottom left right now because I'm expecting it here.
I'm 100% looking at Sir Link-a-Lot right now, and I'm waiting for the loot. Opal -2. You know what?
That's because I called it out. Yeah.
You cursed it. That, you know, I cannot be blamed for such things.
So it looks like Thunder's at 20 shards. He's 8 short. He has access to all the fiends. He's seen them all, so he just needs to kill Kraken and Tiamat if he wanted to. Then he'll be in just loot mode. All he needs is the loot. Or no, he hasn't found the... Yeah, he's found the key. So yeah, he just needs the loot, and he'd be good to go. Oh, and Groggy's keeping track, so... So the shard count's really close there. Thunder is ahead by a little bit, but... It's nice and tight race here. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, even just kind of thinking back to what we've been talking about, you know, in terms of... It seemed like the game changers were getting a lot of that early explanation with the early floater. According to that shard count, it's a lot closer than we might have expected, with Thunder already having 20. Like I said, with Randomizer with co-op, just, you know, in a typical 1 versus 1 match, you might see that early floater, and that might be a huge indicator that you're well ahead of your opponent. Doesn't really play like that in co-op.
Oh, now here's an interesting plan here. Looks like we're bracking the Kraken. We're trying to. The Moss will swing for 3 hits for 230. So this is our first look at Kraken. And brack the Kraken. Okay. So because Kraken doesn't resist poison, we're able to kill it with that because it's got a very high accuracy. And it does very well.
Yeah, well, and on top of that, that gives Wokleosis another 4 shards. So for those of you who are unfamiliar with how shards work in terms of fiends, because I know when I first played Shard Hunt, I didn't kill a single fiend because I had no idea that fiends actually give you shards. In fact, if you light the orbs in either Earth Cave or the volcano, that gives you 2 shards. And if you light the water orb or the air orb, that gives you 4 shards. So that's a quick way to get 12 shards.
And that's important the way you described it, because it's not Lich or Carry that gives 2, it's the altars that are there in Earth and Volcano that give you the 2, and then the altars in Water and the Floating Castle, like how you said, is the ones that give you 4 each. So that's kind of important.
And if you end up playing Shard Hunt with friends, go to FinalFantasyRandomizer.com or join the Final Fantasy Discord, and you can jump into some of these randomizer matches. If you decide to run this with something called Fiend Shuffle, where any fiend could be in any dungeon. Just because you find Tiamat in the Earth dungeon doesn't mean you're going to get full shards. You're only going to get 2.
I just realized the Vorpal 2 and Maso are all in that little bit of area. I completely forgot about that. That's so ridiculous. Masa 2, and Vorpal 2. And then the Heal 3. Yeah.
Wow. I just saw Thunder is at 25 shards right now. He has 3 shards left to go before he has full shards. This is and we're only at 46 minutes. This is an incredibly fast-moving game. But like you said, we still need the loot, which, as we all know, is going to show up where we least expect it.
It is. And I'm trying to think of exactly where we haven't gone yet. Have we done Waterfall yet?
I believe Sir Lancelot is in Waterfall at the moment. Yes, he is. So, yeah. There's an option. There's a possibility.
Oh, well, we got Herb Turnin we haven't done. We got the TNT and Adamant. I think they both turn those in.
Yeah, I believe the Adamant is what led to the key.
Yeah, I don't know if they turned in the TNT, though, or if they did. So we're just one turn in to get the loot that's required. Okay.
So it looks like chat's telling us that TNT was the ribbon, and that the waterfall was the bottle.
See, this is why I don't want to give any credit to my groggy dog here. See, he's so demanding, you know. I don't look at the notes for 1 second, you know, and he's just yelling at me.
Yeah, it just shows the great chemistry the two of you have. You know, it's he communicates, he knows everything, and you just need to listen, apparently, because that's what Groggy is saying.
Groggy, like, you're making it seem like I'm talking with Gregley here. You know, like, our chemistry here is exactly what just happened, Groggy. I can't handle it. I'm on a PTSD already.
All right, so let's take a look at where our runners are right now. So we have all 4 runners in the air. That happened very, very early on in the game. It looks like Will Cleosis is up to 24 shards, and he is on the Bridge of Destiny, which means that he is going to be trying to fight Warmech, which there's no need for Bless RNGs. We are going to see Warmech in every single one of these co-op matches because Warmech is in fact required. And if Will Cleosis is able to beat Warmech, then we are going to see him at 28 shards.
I was going to say, it is required, but it doesn't necessarily mean we're going to see him every single time because they don't have to take it on. But, so, Warmech, 1,000 HP. This is Vanilla Invis 2 Gauntlet picked up by Falconic.
I wasn't going to cut you off, but I saw that.
Wow, you think Will Cleosis is a little salty right now, the fact that he's taking on Warmech without an Invis 2 Gauntlet?
Oh, yeah. Probably a little salty, especially since Falconic probably just told him over chat, "Oh, you'll never guess what I found here in Armory."
And it was Astos all along. Not only did he was in disguise, but he had the loot, and we never would. Wow, you called it!
I didn't know. God. We didn't know because we thought it was a king. I never would have expected the king to not only be Astos, but also have the loot.
I would never have known. You're right.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Dangerous.
Warmech's not really doing a whole lot. Fire 3 out. Top Red Wizard, is down on the knees there, just trying to survive. Everybody is in nuke range right now. Lock 2 is going to make Warmech a lot easier to hit. There's a nuclear. Low rolls, but low rolls enough to kill the Black Mage. We've got 2 characters, 2 of them that actually I'd be very happy with getting all the experience. Warmech has fasted double the amount of hits it has. I'm thinking about 8 hits now that Warmech has. 48 damage. Zap comes out. Ineffective. Those ribbons are saving us. Non-elemental fade. We're hopefully keeping alive that White Mage and Knight. If I am Wilkliosis, that's what I'm hoping for. I want to get those 2 characters levels. They are my end game characters. Another non-elemental, 228. Warmech not giving. There it is.
And with that, Warmech is down, and Wilkliosis sees his last 4 shards right in front of him. And it was interesting watching his strategy there, because you saw him make the decision of, instead of healing up my White Mage, I am going to go all out on the offense and just trust that my White Mage and my Knight are going to be able to carry this out, and that's exactly what they did.
Yeah, that was a very dicey call there to do. Thankfully, he didn't cast another nuclear or a nuke,
Or even a Cure 4.
Okay, we're not trying to hope for, rude things on our runners. Yes, we are.
I'm sorry. I've been pretty good with my blessed voice over the course of this run. You know what? I'm not going to talk. I'm not going to talk because I'm gonna end up saying something that I'm going to regret.
Poor Will here just keeps running into hot air over here. It must be DPS.
Apparently, I have plenty.
I don't know. I had to get something out there. I mean, you've already been roasting me. It's fine. I'll see you on match day. It's fine.
See, I gotta take him too. I gotta. If I'm gonna dish him, I gotta be able to take him at the same time. All right, and so Sir Lancelot, it looks like, has just made his way into Ice Cave to pick up a whole chunk of shards, as well as his Vorpal 2, his Massa 2, and his Heal 3 shirt. So it looks like Sir Lancelot is going to jump up very quickly into getting all of his endgame gear. And blink and you missed it. Wilkliosis is at 28 shards. Wilkliosis, our first runner in go mode at 53 minutes and 40 seconds.
Very. Wait, have they got the key?
Oh, they haven't gotten the key. They haven't gotten the key.
I mean, I'd like it if you would do that in our race. If you think you're in go mode without a key and just enter in Temple of Fiends, that'd be great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now that you've said it, it's probably gonna happen. Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying, I'm kind of hoping it happens. So our runners' HPs right now, we're not that high a level. Wilkliosis, after being able to take on Warmech, was level 24. Thunder's right around that levels 2, I believe. Actually, he's only got 2 characters. I think he's grinding rock goals.
Yeah, I think that's what he's doing. He's downed his two black mages to try to build levels on that knight and that white mage. And a good question that was brought up in chat that I don't think that we've actually talked about. How does one co-op in Final Fantasy 1? So, Dangwoo, explain. How on earth does co-op work in a RPG from 1983?
Well, thankfully, you have an awesome dev who, is passionate, decides that he makes a server and a program, a Lua script that allows you to share the key items, like the loot, the key, orb count. So if you had a defeated Lich, you get the Earth Orb. Obviously, we don't have shards because it adds a little more variance to it, or difficulty. But yeah, so both you and your partner, or you and however many people, would essentially link up with this program, The key items are sent that you find to a server. Once it goes to the server, it goes to your partner. And once it does that, essentially that key item is now saved to you, and you don't have to worry about losing it.
Yeah, which creates some very interesting strategies too. And if you haven't noticed, we have that light in the top right corner. I don't know if you've noticed the green light that occasionally flashes yellow. So when that light blinks, that is the game talking to that server and trying to figure out, hey, are there items that we need to give or take away?
And of course, if you have any questions or anything like that, head on over to the Discord. We're more than willing to help you set it up. You know, work with you. Unfortunately, it only works with one program.
Yeah.
But, you know, it'll do its thing. And we got Kraken being pulled. Kraken with 9 hits and Poison Touch. That's not very terrifying. 8 hits for 185. So yeah, Kraken kind of missing Tentacle Day. Not doing much, and Brat comes out and another broken into pieces. In this flag set for co-op, no, there are no loose items. And Marsh Cave, I guess I will look at the notes because I'm tired of Groggy yelling at me. The key is found in Sarda, so we gotta find Sarda for the Game Changers. Where, oh where, is the old man hanging in a cave? Where are you at? Meanwhile, Thunder, 3 orbs, or 3 shards away from go mode. The longer Sarda evades the Game Changers, this is going to be a spicy finish here, because Thunderalot is catching up.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and I'm wondering, yeah, I haven't seen Thunder's shard count. I'm wondering if Thunder is already in go mode, and he's just picking up levels. I don't know if he's at 28 shards or if he still has a little ways to go.
For Spellzap asking in chat, he thought the key was from the Smith. No, according to the awesome tracker Groggy Dog, it says Sarda gave us the key. But yeah, I thought it was the Smith too.
I thought it was the
Groggy.
Smith.
Groggy, are you messing with me today? I am on commentary. I am live with the people.
Yeah, I think because it says Smithy gave the rod, and I thought Sarda gave the rod. So, yeah, it looks like they're looking for Dwarf Cave.
He's messing with me.
The one time you look at the notes, Dangwoo.
Right? I can't trust trackers anymore.
And so now it's a race to figure out who's gonna go first. Oh, yep, it looks like Thunder does have 3 more shards he needs to pick up. So what's gonna happen first? Is Thunderalot gonna find their last couple shards, or are the Game Changers going to find realize that they have to turn the Adamant into Smithy?
I mean, that's fine to keep me on my toes, but, you know, here I am trying to, you know, follow what the tracker says, and he's lying to me. He's lying to my fans out there. Okay, there are more fans for, you know, Team Thunderalot and the Game Changers, but... So, Wilcleosis is set. He's got all his shards. Thunder is 3 short. Sir Linkalot's about 8 short. And Falconic, once he gets out of this Gershark fight, will probably show his shard count. He's got to be close.
Yeah, I want to say Kraken gave him his last 4, but I'm not 100% on that. Groggy's saying that Falconic has 25, so it looks like he might need a couple more shards before he's done.
I'm not trusting that.
Well, and he did, I mean, if there's 3 he needs, Mermaids has at least 3 of them. So I guess he, because I know he had gone into Mermaids at one point, and I guess he got got wiped before he could take out those shards. So it looks like once he gets this next chest that he's looking for, he's going to be at 28 shards as well. But as I'm not going to do it again, he would not be in go mode because the game changers have not yet found the loot. But it looks like with Thunder taking out Kraken, was it Kraken?
Yeah, it's Kraken. So Thunder's in go mode. He's actually in go mode. The game changers, as you said, I mean, you were alluding to, the key is elusive. We need to find Sarda.
Yeah, and now it's a matter. Really, it's going to look at Sir Lancelot. How bad is Topher going to be? You know, is Thunder going to be able to just run through Topher? Or is it going to be a struggle? And then in the meantime, is Sir Lancelot going to be able to get his levels and his last couple of shards before the game changers can find that loot? And that's what's going to make this a very close race.
It is, and it's rough because here's the bottle turn-in. That's going to give us the adamant. Unfortunately, the adamant's not going to give us anything of substantial.
I believe the adamant might give the key.
Oh yeah, the adamant is the key. What am I talking about? Yeah, the adamant is the key. Well, look, I'm still looking at Sarda, okay? Because you know.
Well, to his credit, Groggy did change the notes.
Oh, you know.
Well, hopefully in a few seconds, Falconic, it looks like, might find that adamant turn-in, and we might get our answer, finally, for where is that elusive loot. Or no, key. Sorry, key.
Thunder's going in. At 1 hour, 3 minutes, he's going to take on Garland. Just kidding, folks. Look, yeah, exactly. Moist Mogwai pointing it out. I just was, you know, I'm just trying to get Sarda some, you know, some tourists, okay? The man needs to make some money, okay? He's got a lot of, you know, items for sale. The game changer, the memorabilia, Thunderalot's memorabilia.
Keychains. Master keychains. So, Thunder making his way down into Topher, the game changers frantically trying to find, probably picking up their spells, getting their last minute items, and hopefully getting that adamant turn in. And meanwhile, Sir Lancelot is nuking rock goals.
It looks rock goals. Yeah, because that was what. I mean, those are a decent source of experience. They're off the hard cycle. Looks like one encounter deep. Yeah. Or like one. Literally just move one tile and you're fighting them.
Yeah, and meanwhile, it looks like Falconic's using Waters for his grind, which is the grind tile in the first room of Agama. And, you know, we'll see which... Well, it looks like Sir Lancelot's done with his grind. It looks like Falconic's grind tile had a little bit more experience, but even the fact that it's the first reset, then it's still going to add up some time. And look at where Will Cleosis is. The adamant turn-in leads to the key.
That's Sarda! Oh, no. That's the... I'm just kidding, everybody. It's the Smith. Smithy McBeard sword.
And...
Well, so that's like... go mode for both Falconic and Will Cleosis. They can go into Temple of Fiends Revisited. They have the shards, but do they have the levels? Falconic's level 23. Bosses are clamped at 100% up to 250%.
Yeah, and it looks like Will Cleosis is at 22. and I want to say Thunder probably went up towards the 30s. So really, it's the grind for the game changers. And Crabcakes had pointed out on Thunderalot's on his grind, he might be prepping for that Tia fight and that Kraken fight to make sure that he goes in and certainly wipes out Warmech and has an easy shot at those bosses. And I think if he hasn't done that already, that's probably what's going on.
Water's being grinded on the game changer side, getting ready. Carry on the left-hand side, hitting for 5 to 6 hits. Thunderalot changed his game plan, put some more Invis 2s out there, going to use the power of the White Samurai and the Knight. Ooh, Carry's getting some crits though. The Vorpal doing work. Carry rolled over 1,500, 1,800 damage. So we're able to take out a not evasive Carry relatively quickly. A couple deaths, not a huge deal. They are the Black Mages, or the Black Wizards. They are sacrificial. But the one thing to pay attention to is we didn't see any nukes. We didn't see any spells or anything. So that was just a melee-happy Carry fight.
Yeah, well, and as they're pointing out in chat, apparently Lich happened. You know, Lich 2 often referred to as the speed bump of Topher. But I'm guessing Lich wasn't that much of a problem.
I'm sure Thunder gave him the cake and it was over with. But Kraken does Kraken things, takes out the White Wizard for Sir Linkalot. The game changers on the right-hand side, about 26 for Falconic, about the same for Wilkliosis, so I would assume maybe another level or two, and they're going to be diving, but this is allowing Sir Linkalot to catch up. Now, Sir Linkalot's levels, I believe, are about the same. He kind of grinded a little bit before getting the orb count, or the shard count.
I think it was somewhere around 28, is what I saw. Yeah, and Thunder's already at Kraken 2 down in Temple of Fiends Revisited. And that Invis 2 gauntlet is coming out quick and fast. You know, Kraken, in my personal opinion, Kraken 2 is the scariest boss in this entire game. And Invises are almost a necessity, especially if you have a punch-heavy Kraken. So it looks like Thunder's going off with some Newt strats in the meantime, while he's Invising up with that Invis gauntlet and Invising. Was that 700 damage that Knight put out? So it might not be too long, and the sacrificial Black Mage is going down, the Fade coming out. Didn't see much damage coming out of that, but 900 damage, 7 hits. Ooh, and Kraken back rows that White Mage. Looks like 3 hits for 277, 4 hits for over 300 damage that Knight, and Kraken is terminated with 1,000 damage from that Knight. And as we were talking about earlier, now that we have that Knight with life, that White Mage gets rezzed, the White Mage has life too, and Thunder's going to move down to Tia 2.
It was a butt clenching moment for Thunder, because that Knight had a substantial amount of Invises and was still, or evasion if you want to call it, and was still hit for half of his HP essentially there on that one shot from Kraken.
Yeah,
that almost ended badly. If he had gotten bad turn order, I think he's in trouble.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. He's probably telling Sir Linkalot right now, absolutely be careful of Kraken 2, because if you are not taking every precaution, Kraken 2 is going to take you down. Meanwhile, Wilkliosis has actually made his way into Temple of Fiends Revisited, and he's already on the Lich floor. And it looks like Falconic is making his last couple arrangements. Yep, he has passed over Dwarf Cave, which is where those waters were. He's heading to Titan's West, and he'll be making his Topher dive in the next couple seconds.
So, left-hand side, bottom left-hand side, Sir Linkalot has gotten all of his shards. He just took out Carry. He already took out Lich. That is 28 shards. So, everybody is in go mode. Game Changers is already entered right side. Wilkliosis is on the earth floor. Falconic is just entering. Tiamat is kind of punching down Thunders, who's in a substantial lead at this point. Now, one thing to pay attention to, he's been casting his Invis 1 that his White Wizard has on his Knight, so he's losing out on charges of that Cure 4. We haven't seen any nukes. We haven't seen any nuclears yet. This could be a very terrifying chaos. Slow 2 hasn't come out that I've seen. We haven't seen the Cure 4 yet.
Yeah, any one of those spells coming out, especially now with both a black mage and a white mage that are on their knee, that could spell. Sorry, I just realized Will Kleosis beat Lich 2. Didn't even see the fight start, and Thunder has taken down Tia 2, and he's on his way to Chaos.
Tia 2 is down. This is for the win to move into the round of 8. On the left-hand side, Thunderalot was able to win Game 1. Game Changers came back in Game 2, was able to win a very close match, and now we've got an even closer match. Thunder is in a substantial lead at the moment, but the Game Changers are right on his heels with Sir Linklot, Thunder's partner, slowly making his way, trying to catch up. Carry taking out the Red Wizard. Lich is shown. We might be able to see a little bit of Lich, possibly. But so Chaos. Good.
Yeah, I was gonna say right now we have Chaos on the top left, we have Lich 2 on the top right, we have Carry 2 on the bottom right, and Sir Linkalot is already on the Lich 2 floor. This is Game 3 of 2 other games that have been ridiculously close.
Really has, and right now Chaos, we've casted a Fire 3 into a Lit 2, so far 2 free turns for Thunder. He's giving that information to his partner Sir Linkalot. Going for the match point. Invis 2 cast to raise that evasion for Thunder. Carries pulled on the Game Changers of Falconic, along with Kraken 2. Kraken 2 gave a lot of issues. Gotta be careful of that melee. If we get a bad turn order and Kraken takes down any of our characters early before evasion stacks, we're in trouble. Stop comes out. Time element stun only hits one of the black wizards for Thunder. That's okay. No Cure 4 is available. The stunned character goes down for Thunder. Vorpal 5 hits for 8-12. The Game Changer is working its magic.
And I don't know if you just noticed, but Will Kleosis just had his fighter taken down by Kraken. I don't know what his weapons look like, but it looks like they're rusing and fasting that white wizard. And Thunder has just taken out Chaos. Thunder, our first runner to finish Chaos, and we've got a Kraken 2 on the bottom right, a Carry 2 on the top right and the bottom left. This is going to be an incredibly close race.
And this is what I was talking about. You have the White Wizard. He's casting Ruse. Will Kleosis has the backup plan. I believe the Masa is on that character. He's going to temper. He's going to fast. He's going to cast Lock. He's going to get that White Wizard to Masa. And that's what he's going to do. Now, he needs... We didn't see a whole lot of deadly spells here. We don't want to go deep into Kraken spells because we don't know what it's going to have. But Falconic's right behind his teammate. Hopefully... Oh my goodness, by Red Wizard.
Well, but he's still got all of those tempers. 6 hits for 400 damage coming out of that White Wizard. It looks like he's going hard on Nuke and White Wizard strats. And Falconic getting close to Kraken 2 himself. Sir Linkalot still on Carry 2. And again, GG's out there for Thunder, who is our first runner to have finished this particular seed.
Carry 2 is down on the bottom left-hand side for Sir Linkalot. Thunderalot only needs one... He just needs Thunderalot to finish before the Game Changers to win the match. Game Changers, one just defeated Kraken 2. The other one is just taking it on. Looks like a little better turn order right at the moment. Kraken didn't one-shot anybody. We're going to cast Exit. Good thing we caught that. Ruse on the White Wizard. We're going to have the backup strats just in case, because we know what Kraken can do. The good news for Falconic is he's got 2 knights. I like this strategy. It's going to be a very... I like it for this seed, because the Kraken will body your Light Warriors.
Oof. And Tia 2 taking out Will Kleosis' Black Mage with, I think, a nuclear. And so he's got to be careful. He's got to make sure that he's keeping his fighters over that 300 to 400 HP mark, just in case there's another oof, and there goes the red wizard. So Wilkliosis down to 2 of his light warriors. He has his knight at the top, the white wizard on the bottom. Fortunately, he's had that white wizard with the massive +2, and I'm sure that that knight is swinging his Warple +2. Tiamat coming out with Lightning 2. Wilkliosis does not seem phased by it, throwing Ruse on the white mage and fighting out with the fighter. Tia 2 comes out with Fire 3, more Ruse, and it looks like it's another swing from that fighter. Wilkliosis switching to Heal 3 to make sure if there's another nuclear or a nuke cast that their light warriors are going to take it, and there's the other nuclear. Oh, and with 31 HP, that white wizard are still up. And I think it's a smart move to have that Cure 4 on the White Wizard. We have more swings against Tiamat, and it looks like 3 hits, 280, Fade coming out again for 112 damage. Tiamat throwing out Ink, which shouldn't really be much of a problem with the ribbons that are on his characters. And it looks like with 4 hits, we have Tia 2 is down, and we have Wilkliosis making his way to Chaos. It looks like Sir Lancelot has taken down Kraken 2, and Falconic, I'm sure, is preparing for that Tia 2 fight. This is going to be incredibly close.
Yes. So top right, Falconic. Bottom left, Sir Lancelot has to defeat Tiamat. We didn't see a whole lot from Tiamat. I think we've seen the non-elemental nuclear that came out, but essentially that's pretty much it. I think also had a decent attack if we get bad turn order. And Viz 2 comes out for Falconic. Wilkliosis has pulled the Ultimate Fiend, Chaos. Sir Lancelot held up by the trash mobs that are the sorcerers.
Yeah,
the bodyguards.
Falconic didn't run into those 2 encounters before getting to Tiamat 2, so I don't know if... Oh, and there's Nuclear coming out early against Sir Lancelot.
Nuclear early, it's not terrible. We've got the Heal 3 shirt. We've got Cure 4. We've got all the stuff to handle it. As long as another non-elemental spell does not come out early, with bad turn order, we should be okay. Falconic on the right-hand side, his Black Wizard is down. This is unfortunate. We have no more tempers. Tiamat was decently absorbed, or armored, if you want to call it. As you can see there, Masa not able to punch through. The Vorpal not able to punch through. Bottom left, Sir Lancelot still trying to get through here. Actually doing very well, but another nuclear comes out. The Knight's down to 620 because he just got a very timely Cure 4.
And Falconic has taken down Tia 2, and Falconic is going to make his way to Chaos as well, while Sir Lancelot's still trying to battle down this Tia 2.
And Wilkliosis just continuing. Shouldn't have too much of an issue. We didn't really see much from Chaos. So, Chaos is going to go down, but the question is, can Sir Lancelot make up the time here? Because Wilkliosis just got done. Falconic has got the information just like Sir Lancelot does. There's the Tiamat's down. How many encounters does Sir Lancelot get here? He's got, 20 steps to make it there? He's got to get there quick as Falconic is pulled. The one Black Wizard is already down. Masa swing. He misses. Another miss. Chaos, evasive. Team Edward fan club trying to hold up Sir Lancelot, but he gets a very good turn order to escape.
And G's to Wilkliosis, who just finished Chaos. That's the second runner to finish Chaos, and we are almost having 2 Chaoses on the same time. And whoever finishes Chaos first is going to take not just this particular match, but for the entire 3-game series.
This Inferno, it max rolled, killed that Black Wizard on Falconix. He can't hit Chaos. He doesn't have a lock caster.
Well, and as people have mentioned in chat, lock actually hits in this particular game, and it's not broken. So lock actually works to help increase that hit percentage. And so Falconic has to put out more damage. He has to throw out those crits. Chaos coming back with nuclear. Sir Lancelot still having his Black Mage is throwing out a lot more of those tempers. And we'll see if Falconic's 2 fighters are able to throw out enough damage to beat Chaos before Sir Lancelot can.
Let's get be tough here. Nuclear comes out. We didn't see that by Chaos. Ravages Sir Linkalot's party.
So we have Invis-Tus coming out for Sir Linkalot. Looks like Falconic is throwing out fades and some attacks. 3 hits for 91 damage.
More tempers. More. Oh my goodness. 3 hits for 550 on the bottom left. Top right. Fade Charge comes out. 81 damage. Chaos is swinging, missing. Left-hand side. They're trying to menu fast. Vorpal swings 391. Bottom left. Misses. Or, well, it hits for 391. 182 top right. We are just swinging and praying for crits now. Can our Cure 4s keep us up to win this? This is game 3, folks. Who's moving on to the round of 8? Stop comes out, wasting time. There's determination.
And terminated! Terminated! Sir Linkalot has terminated Chaos! And Falconic just terminated Chaos just seconds afterwards!
You are absolutely right. And the FFR bot time, as much as I've seen, based on Falconic's, from what I've seen, is a tie.
A tie!
But it's going to be an unofficial tie at the moment. We were going to have to go back through. We're going to have a potential game 4 because of how close that finished.
So in chat, someone mentioned 1 second difference between Falconic finishing and Sir Linkalot finishing. I don't have words. I don't have words.
That is a ridiculously close. Like I said, it's going to come down to, because of the way the timers are set and stuff like that, we have to, make sure that, like, at the beginning of the time, the timer was launched at the right time, a lot of that other stuff, which all the commissioners get to do, and we just get to hang out here and say, I think we should bring in some people for interviews.
Yeah, absolutely. If we don't have words, I'm sure that they don't have words. Again, like, that is the closest match I've ever seen. I thought last night was close with an 8-second difference. Within 1 second, GG's to both of our teams. This was, again, I think that going into this matchup, this was, in my mind, one of the top matchups that we were going to see in this tournament. I think it was Wilkliosis last night who said, one of these 2 teams is going to take this tournament, and I think that one of these 2 teams is going to make it to the finals of this tournament. And I say that 100% knowing that I am probably going to be one of the speed bumps, or Dangwoo is going to be one of the speed bumps on their way to the finals. Again, fantastic. And with that, it looks like we are joined in the booth by Sir Linkalot and Thunder. They are Team Thunderalot. GG's, gentlemen. How are you feeling right now?
Oh my god. Like, we had a feeling it was close because when I was kind of coaching Sir Link through Topher, he was on like Tia, I think, and I saw the message that Wilkliosis was typing a message in Discord. I was like, oh dude, you gotta put the gas on when you go to Chaos, because I think they're right there too. And so he kind of did a little more riskier strats, didn't worry about the invis as much. And he told me to be ready, and I had my question mark done already pre-typed. I just had to hit enter, and then as soon as he said done, I hit it, and the race was over. I was like, holy crud, we just tied. I've never seen a race this close.
Sir Linkalot, how you feeling?
I'm still trying to catch my breath, I guess.
Yeah, again, we as spectators are holding our breath. I can't imagine what it must have felt like to be you in that last couple seconds there. And we are also joined in the booth by the game changers, Falconic and Wilkliosis. GG's, guys. How are I don't know what to say. How do you feel?
Exhausted.
Who was finished first on your team, Falconic?
Will finished first.
Will, were you as nervous as I was whenever you knew that it was like I knew it was gonna be close because I saw you typing your Discord stuff whenever we were killing Tia. So I was like, I was nervous, and I was the one done already. I couldn't imagine being the runners doing chaos.
I had just finished shortly before. I believe I've been around a Final Fantasy Randomizer for a very long time. I'm very involved. Was very involved with the broadcast for a few years. I've never seen this before, so this could be more history. And you know what? It's an honor to do it with you two players. It's an honor. Thank you.
I've never been in a matchup like this. I've been in a lot of matchups, 1v1s for spring tournaments, 3 years or 2 years in a row, and co-op tournaments and fall leagues. I have never met an opponent like you guys, and it's been an absolute blast. You guys, in all fairness, just to kind of give some insight to the viewers that are watching right now, Team Thunderalot finished first. Their .done came in first. Ours came in literally not even a full second later. So it's going to go to video review. It's going to be an outside party. It will not be the tournament staff, or at least it won't be me. I can't be part of it. If they review and they say that we lost, Will and I are more than happy to take that outcome, and we wish Thunderalot the best. They're a tremendous team. And if not, I guess we have to race you jokers again, even though I really don't want to.
And Falconic speaks for me on that too.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that kind of set up this possibility of a Game 4 possibility is the pure fact that Falconic, your Black Wizard,
Chaos,
got demolished early.
If he would have just gotten that fast off, this is not even a race. But he goes down to Inferno, and I'm swinging and missing. I have no locks, no tempers, no fasts.
Yeah, I mean, and, you know, the DVS and I were watching, and we're like, because you missed, like, when that Black Wizard down, it was like whiff. We're like, oh no.
And then like 94 fade, 106 fade. It's like, come on, man.
But yeah, it was interesting because Thunderalot got the early promotion, but you guys got the early airship.
Oh, we were flying so fast.
Yeah, because Will Cleosis was able to do this insane level 1 dive into ordeals to get the canoe. And it was just like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
There's a thing in Final Fantasy Randomizer. It's been going on, like I said, for 3 years now. That is the magic of Will Cleosis. That is what I do. And if you know anything about me, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That was easy because of the front-loaded encounter table, so I knew a run had to be there. I'm like, I can do this. I'm just going to run. I'm just going to get the incentive, get the heck out of here. Because the front-loaded encounter table made it very easy.
I also took advantage of that. However, I didn't do ordeals as soon as I found it. I ended up doing all the stuff on the Elfland continent part 2. Then I went back at like level 4. I wiped once to ice 2 mummies. I went back in and made it to the box with just 1 encounter. And I was like, yeah, this is probably, I could see this being done at level 1.
For the rest of the teams in this co-op tournament, hear me as I speak to you now. You want the Game Changers to win, because I promise you're not beating Thunderalot. We were flying 2 games in a row now. We were flying before them 10-minute leads, 15-minute leads. Thunder's wiping an ice cave because he's got just stones of steel in his underpants, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't matter what kind of advantage you can give yourself early. Thunder's going to beat that advantage. So you better be praying that this was a tie and that the Game Changers can somehow squeak out, because I promise you don't want to face this team.
And I mean, yeah, the same thing goes the other way. I mean, these guys are making me work my hardest to win. Like, I'm scraping here. I don't know what else I can do to get another second on these guys, but, you know, they're just not going away, and I'm just trying to get through this matchup.
Leave!
Just to make a mention, like, our finish times were, like, low 120s or something like that. Which is ridiculously fast. Like, in the number of games that we've seen, I mean, usually you're ending around the high 20s, you know, mid 30s. I mean, the fact that we have 2 teams that can both get in the low 120s, or 120s for one of these matches, like, I think one of you mentioned yesterday that one of these two teams is going to make it to the finals, and
Without a doubt.
I think you said win the tournament. But I mean, I without a doubt believe that one of your teams is going to make it to the finals. You're gonna just roll through whoever wins between my team and Dangwoo's team on your way to the finals, and yeah, I don't have words. I think this was an amazing matchup.
It's not even disrespecting the other teams in the tournament, because we do have really, really great teams. I just think that the randomization of the seeds, which I like. I don't like doing Z scoring and ranking team. I don't like that. It's never perfect. Everyone's always bitter about something. It's a randomizer. We randomize the seeding. It just so happened that I think two of the strongest teams faced week 1, and boy, are we doing a Rocking Apollo slugfest right now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree. When I first saw the, and I'm relatively new here. I mean, but you see what Thunder and Sir Lancelot have done in these co-op practices. I mean, Falconic, you and Wilkliosis have been around for so long. You know this game inside and out. You are masters of Final Fantasy Randomizer, and to see the two of you come in first round, this might be one of those matchups that you would expect in a finals that you see in the round of 16. And I think both teams have shown that today and throughout this entire series.
Yeah, I'm going to let you speak soon, I promise. Link, your skill level for the amount of time you've been in here is ridiculous. I cannot imagine being as good as you are at this game when I started. I'm 3 years in, and you're already better than me. I'm literally at awe of how quickly you've picked this game up.
It's hard for me to speak when you're saying everything I want to, buddy. and it's hard because I don't think it's a big secret. I can talk, and really, I just agree with everything Falconic said, and that is what it is. This is. I think that everyone kind of saw this and be like, I want to watch that one, and I hope we've delivered, and I hope certainly everyone has enjoyed it. I have certainly enjoyed it. It's nerve-wracking as can be. But I'll be able to look back on this. Me and Falconic will be able to, crack a few. Perhaps if we don't win a game 4, if that is the case, which I think it's going to be, actually I'd like to challenge Thunderalot and Sir Lancelot to the one that doesn't make it out of this round to hit the microphone together for at least one of a future match against the team that takes them out. And I can tell you that myself and Falconic have already discussed it. We're gonna hit the microphone a little bit should we not continue.
Sure. Yeah. I'd love to get on the comms and throw some voice out there if it comes down to that situation.
Yeah, I would too. I know I've got to do some tonight, so I have to calm down and relax after this before that happens.
you, me, everyone, DVS, Animaniac, if you're out there.
Yeah, the 100 of people watching.
Yeah, I want to hear a little bit from Sir Lancelot and Thunder. I mean, how do you feel about how well you've done, and what everyone's saying about this particular matchup? Again, Link, it's been an honor to run against you in the Duckling Derby. You are well-deserving Duckling Supreme, and just talk. How do you guys feel? Were you expecting this, or were you completely blindsided by how competitive your team is?
No, when we were watching the reveals and, they finally shuffled it and showed it, I think Thunder was a little bit behind me, and I said, we're up against the game changer, and he was just like, yeah, this is gonna be a slugfest, basically.
It's very, Balboa Creed.
Mm-hmm.
Very much so, and we knew this. I got the call from Falconic. Falconic called me. He didn't send me a message, didn't leave me a note. He said, we got a tough draw, and we need to get together and finalize this. I think this might be, the toughest one. And I said, apologies for saying it again, but I just can't compliment you enough, and I mean that.
All right, well, with that, I'm going to segue into it just to kind of remind people that at 10 o'clock, we still have several more co-op matches tonight, actually on Speed Gaming Family of Networks, as Wilkliosis would usually say. Clever team name up against Last Minute Cast. That's another Game 3, which Sir Lancelot alluded to, that he will be on comms with Dwight We also have Game 2 of the OnRack OV Parody Theater versus the Vorpals, and that's also at 10 o'clock. So both of them are going to be on the Speed Gaming family of networks. The OnRack Theater versus the Vorpals is a Game 2 match.
And that, if you didn't see that last minute chaos clever team name fight last night, that was an 8-second difference between the two of them, with I believe clever last minute chaos defeating chaos at literally the same moment. So if you're looking for some more great Final Fantasy Randomizer here on Speed Gaming, stick around at 10 o'clock for last minute chaos versus clever team name.
I guess we should push into final thoughts, as we're going to find out what the verdict is on Discord. I'm assuming we're going to have the tournament staff discussing, and we'll get into us. Let's go with the game changers. Why not? Final thoughts, Falconic.
Yeah, I mean, nothing we haven't already said. Tremendous opponents. They finished first. We finished very, very quickly after, so we will come up with a fair way. I'm sure it'll be Danny and Spellzap, since they're the tournament staff. We're probably going to bring in maybe some of the admins, maybe even an arbiter. Who knows? We're going to find some way to fairly review this video. And if it turns out that it was a more than 3-second difference, then our hats are off for Team Thunderalot, and we wish them well for the rest of the tournament. We're certainly backing them for taking the whole thing, because if you're going to lose, you want to lose to the champs. Other than that, brace yourselves, because if a Game 4 is coming, if we haven't proven by now that the 3 matches between us have been worth your attention, I don't know what else to do. 3 matches in a row of less than 122 finishes in a flag set that was designed for 130 to 145. Just GG's. Hang tight. We'll find out what's going on.
Well,
Thank you to Speed Gaming. Thank you to Speed Gaming. I believe it was Mind and me, I believe, doing some work. Everything you do. That was Groggy Dog. Groggy Dog?
Yeah. Groggy Dog.
Thank you, Groggy Dog. Yourself, Dengwu, always a pleasure. DVS, pleasure to meet you recently, and I really appreciate it. Thank you. The Speed Gaming Restreamer family, certainly the Karitos and everything you do. Thank you very much. We are the game changers. We ride together. We die together.
It is game changers for life.
Oh, that's adorable. All right, on over to
No,
Thunderalot.
you're cute. Stop.
Thunderclad, final thoughts from you.
They're not wrong. They did change the game. Now we have to play 4 of them instead of 3. So they did live up to their name. But yeah, it's just, this tournament's been fun. Co-op's always been my funnest experience with Final Fantasy Randomizer. So I'm just happy that we do at least one of these a year. And I like that it kind of pushes the difficulty level to more of a higher level, where you can have to really know what you're doing to do well, and it makes it more fun in my experience, at least. Looking forward to more co-op action in the years to come.
Awesome, and over to his partner, Sir Linkalot. Final thoughts?
Thanks everybody for doing commentary, tracking, restream on Speed Gaming, all of that. Shout outs to our opponents. Regardless of whether it ends up being that it was a win on our side, or if it ends up being a time we have to go to a Game 4. Looking forward to a Game 4 if that happens, and we'll see if we can make. I don't know how we can possibly make it better than this one, but I guess we'll have to do our best.
Aptly name the Game Tires. All right, I like that from Will Bloodworth in chat. My name is Dengwu. That was DVS. Matter of fact, DVS, why don't you take us out of here, because you did such a fantastic job of calling me out and doing all that stuff. So
Absolutely.
Get us out of here.
Thank you very much. I just want to give a quick thank you to my co-commentator as well, Dengwu. We want to give definitely a big thank you to Groggy Dog, our tracker for tonight, and Mind of Me, who was helping us set up this particular stream. A huge shout out to Speed Gaming and the Speed Gaming family of networks. We love that we get to partner with you to present Final Fantasy Randomizer to all of you out there. Thank you to both of our teams tonight, the Game Changers, Falconic and Wilkliosis, Thunderalot, Sir Linkalot, and Thunder. if you are looking to get into Final Fantasy Randomizer yourself, you can go to finalfantasyrandomizer.com and jump in, join the Discord, and there are dozens of people that would love to help you out. I know from firsthand experience from having joined only a few short months ago. So thank you to everybody. Thank you, viewers, for being with us and joining us for this honestly monumental matchup that we just saw. And with that, I wish you adieu, and good night, and light those orbs.
Hit that big old button, Groggy Dog. Get us out of here. Y'all have a great night.